When one thinks about the saints of the Church, the ones that often come to mind are those that lived many centuries ago. But great heroes of the faith lived among us in modern times and may very well become recognized as saints themselves. Shortly after his death in April 2005, the beatification process, the first step toward becoming a recognized saint of the Church, began for John Paul II. John Paul II was born in Poland 84 years ago. Lolek, as he was known as a boy, was an outstanding student and loved sports, playing soccer, swimming, and skiing. As a young man, he became interested in the theater and performed and even wrote many plays. John Paul studied to become a priest under the threat of the concentration camps of Nazi Germany. Later, as a cardinal and then as pope, John Paul became known for his intelligence, speaking 8 languages, a special devotion to the Blessed Mother, for being an outspoken defender of life, and for his love of young people, aptly illustrated by his establishment of World Youth Day gatherings. As the most widely traveled pope in history, John Paul unceasingly amplified Christ's message, and in doing so, has had a profound effect on our world.
With these hands, I'll build your earthly kingdom to the glory of your Son. And with this voice, I'll shout your love and mercy. Lord, your will be done. Lord, your will be done.
Here is a small sampling of some of the wisdom of our Holy Father.
Prayer is always an opus gloriae, a work of glory. Man achieves the fullness of prayer not when he expresses himself, but when he lets God be most fully present in prayer. The very day of the inauguration of my papal ministry, I said to the young people gathered in St. Peter's Square, "You are the hope of the Church and of the world. You are my hope." Following Christ is following peace. Peace in accepting the message of His love. Peace in accepting His Spirit. Peace in living His grace, in intimacy with Him, through the sacraments and above all, the Eucharist. Totus tuus, I am completely yours, O Mary, has been my motto. At first it had seemed to me that I should distance myself a bit from the Marian devotion of my childhood in order to focus more on Christ. I came to understand that true devotion to the Mother of God is actually Christ-centric. Indeed, it is very profoundly rooted in the mystery of the Blessed Trinity and the mysteries of the Incarnation and Redemption.
With these hands, I'll build your earthly kingdom to the glory of your Son. And with this voice, I'll shout your love and mercy. Lord, your will be done. Lord, your will be done.
Christ walks alongside each person as a friend. An important day in a young person's life is the day on which he becomes convinced that this is the only friend who will not disappoint him, on whom he can always count. At the end of the second millennium, we need, perhaps more than ever, the words of the risen Christ, "Be not afraid." Peoples and nations of the entire world need to hear these words. Their conscience needs to grow in the certainty that someone exists who holds in his hands the destiny of this passing world. And this someone is love. Love that became man, love crucified and risen, love unceasingly present among men. Suffering, in fact, is always a great test not only of physical strength, but also of spiritual strength. It is a cry for the victory of good, even through evil, through suffering, through every wrong and human injustice.
his arms, I'll hold you close forever.